Good evening, everybody. Melissa here. And belly, 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 belly. So, how's everybody doing this evening? It's been hot, hot, hot outside, and we just trying to stay cool, cool, cool. Actually, I made a video earlier talking about how I just feel like it's doo-doo. Basic shit. This Mercury retrograde has been very heavy on me, and you want to know something? Isn't it amazing how women link up when they get their periods and they start syncing up when they hang around each other? And wow, is that tree fucking huge? Okay, hang on, and look. It is so hard to see. Let me see if I can. Oh my god, look at this freaking tree. Look at these roots. Look at that. That is freaking amazing. Look at how freaking ginormous that mother is. I am a tree for real. Okay. So, anyways, so like I've been saying, like the last few days, I've been feeling like doo-doo, right? And I was just saying how it's amazing. Something just flew in my hair. It's amazing how when women get their periods, how they sync up. Well, check this out. I really think that my daughters, because they just both had their periods at the same time, and I had gotten mine like a week prior. We unsynced, and we had been in sync for a while. And then all of a sudden we get unsynced, but I caught like the tail end of when they got theirs, and I swear to you, it like extended mine. Not a lot, but I'll tell you the way I felt. My back hurting. You know, you get real bad gas. Sorry, I know this is a little explicit, but you know, it is what it is, you know? And I've just been feeling like straight up doo-doo. Like just like shit. Mentally, physically. And it's weird too because it's like, I feel very tired, but then when I try to go to sleep at night, I can't sleep. Check this mother. Look at that fucking tree. Look at that. Look at the house. See where the houses are? Look at that monster. I swear to you, I really think trees, part of me really believes that. Like they're like petrified giants. Okay? I mean, it would make sense. Like, or islands. There's some islands where like it looks like giants are like laying down. That's freaking amazing. Like we were all there once. Isn't it amazing to think that? Like we literally, like we're just energy. We just keep getting transferred. Energy is not created nor destroyed, right? So we just keep transferring energy. And the moon is our reincarnation loop. Like that's where and then the sun is the portal, is like the birth. And we're stars. Like we're light. That's all we are, is light beings. So we get like transferred back up into the universe. Like near-death experiences. Have you ever listened to some people talk about near-death experiences? It's wild. Because they all literally say the same thing. The mosquitoes are getting awful. Come on, Belle, stop looking at that cat. Come on, we ain't got time for that cat. No. My dog just literally pulled me on my ass. Like, this dog popped up from behind this fence, and she went berserk, and I literally had to sit down. Because that's how strong she is. Like, I literally had to plant my butt in the grass, otherwise I was going. I was gone. And here's me trying to hold water and shoes. You know, I'm trying to ground. I got my shoes off. I don't even know why I try to do these things with her, because she's just too strong, and I can't blame her. It's not her fault, you know. God, these mosquitoes are horrible. Bugs or whatever the hell's flying in my hair. So, yeah. It's just amazing to think that that's why we're all one with the universe. Like, everything, if you were to suck it down into, like, a black hole vortex, would come down to one grain of sand. Boop. Like the never-ending story. And I think I started talking about this because it all goes hand in hand with like being synced up with periods and like how we're all one. We're all one. And once you realize that if you start traveling your vessel with love and light instead of hate and judgment, miraculous things happen. People come together. People start healing each other. People start feeling better. You know, I mean, it's amazing how, and I have my moments where I preach these things And I'm like, Melissa, you know what? You're being such a hypocrite right now. You're preaching like thoughts create reality. You're preaching that, you have to, if you want to manifest something, you have to envision it like it's already happened. And keep that in the forefront of your head and act that way. Like you're so excited. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna get paid $30,000 in my bank in 6 months. Knowing this for sure, like if it was a for sure thing, and act that way. This is how you attract. We're all magnets. We're all energy. And I've been feeling like such cock-a-doo-doo. Like I've been totally disconnected from everything. Like just literally in my own miserable bubble vortex, just bouncing around. Like I don't even know. Like just like I look at things or like things that used to excite me, and it scares me because that's like a depression. That's what that is. And I know, Belle, can we fix your leash, honey? Can we fix this? Yeah, let's do this. Being somebody that suffered with depression since a very young age and anxiety, because nobody taught me. What are you doing? Will you stop? Please stop. Stop. Just stop. Stop pulling me, please. I don't want to slip back into that horrible place. Because it is a bitch. And it is so scary. And that's why for people that don't understand, like when people have suicidal thoughts or when people just are barely hanging on to life, and they don't get it, and then they judge because they're afraid of something that they don't get. That's all that is. But once you realize that, like, we're all traveling our own unique journeys and paths on this planet, and you have to not have any judgment to anything, because how could you? How could you? We're all just trying to do the best we freaking can from the moment we come out with that birth canal or C-section, whatever it may be. Belly, there's that tree. We're all just trying to get that flow. Like, do you ever notice, like, when you're feeling good and you're on a flow, you just go, you just do. You're not even thinking about really nothing. You're just humming and happy. Just humming and happy to be breathing breath and have another day alive on this planet. And you know what? That's what I've been trying to do every morning. I've been waking up and I've been saying morning affirmations, morning meditation, you can call it, with morning affirmations. I've been doing yoga because I'm trying to keep myself from slipping into that bad, dark place. Nobody wants to go there. Trust me. I mean, even if you've never experienced it, it can happen to anybody at any time, like an allergy. You never know. You just never know when something might tip you over the edge, And for me, it's been leaving the home that I lived in for 14 years, leaving the marriage that I was in for 14 years. Not like a somewhat decent, amicable separation where this person was like, oh, here, you stay with the kids and I'll go. Or, it didn't end that way. It was, I had to go because we were both recovering addicts and he started using heavy again. Just using, period, after 10 years being sober, and I couldn't be around the alcohol. That was my vice. That was my drug of choice, and I couldn't be around it. And I stayed, I think, almost 3.5 years after he started drinking, and, I just couldn't do it anymore. And it was changing him, and the kids were seeing us fight, and, I did my best to try to help us get through the rough patch of that, because I wanted him to get better, and, I stuck through and tried to go to a doctor, but see, that's the problem, is when you're an addict and you get clean, you have to do it 100% for you. Not for your wife, not for your kids, but for you. Wholeheartedly for yourself. Like, when I stopped drinking, I was actually going through sorry, I had to pull my gum out of my mouth, sticking to my dentures. Yeah, I have dentures. Isn't it lovely? I was going through another rough period in my life of separating from another serious relationship back in my 20s with my other daughter's father. And I was drinking real heavy for several years, and it took a toll on me. It ended me up in 3 detoxes, and the third month, 3 strikes were out. That was it. I almost died from that one. I got colitis. I was real sick. My body just couldn't handle no more. I was literally drinking from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. I had to, otherwise I'd be sick. I mean, I was living a very rough life for several years because I was so depressed. I was so depressed. And what happens is when you're already a person that has depression and you put a depressant in your body, it just folds you in. It just sucks you into that dark place. And you think, you continue this journey and you don't feel nothing and you're partying up with people that don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit if you get your kids back. Because guess what? If they did, they'd be with theirs. They wouldn't be there with you. And it's just the truth. And you get sucked into that dark spot like that, and you're like under an umbrella. You're like, what kids? What mission was I on again? Like you're in a bad nightmare, Like, wait a second, wasn't I trying to go to rehab and get clean and do something again? It's so scary. And I didn't want to go back there. And so I had to make the hard decision to walk away from my husband and kids. Not my kids, but my husband, ex-husband now. In the process of divorcing after 14 years of being together. And, the first year after I left, it was like I wasn't really feeling a whole lot. And then things started to surface. But now, it's like you would think the more time that goes on, it would get easier. But it seems like the more time that goes on, it gets harder. But I know that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. I do. I really do. And, even after all the awful things that transpired between our relationship, I don't wish him any ill will. I wish him all love and light like I do every other being on this planet. And that's the thing, is that my heart was just so gullible and naive and wanted to believe what it wanted to believe and wanted to see what it wanted to see, but it wasn't seeing what was right in front of me until one day it did. And then there was no going back. And I think that's what the scariest part was admitting and rising up out of that denial. When you're in a relationship and you know what's inevitable, you know what needs to happen, but it is scary to make that fucking leap. Until you get to a point where it's just gone too far and you've just had enough and you just can't take anymore and you just walk out. And it's funny because that wasn't the first time. I had taken the leap once before that and went to a shelter. Like, literally got into a horrible fight. He wouldn't leave me alone. I mean, and when I say that, I mean like relentless. I mean like following me around, hounding me, always thinking I was lying to him about things, always thinking I was sneaking around. And see, he didn't realize that the couple of times that I did hide something from him or lie to him about something that was so minuscule. Okay, it wasn't even anything like cheating or anything like that. It was because I didn't feel safe around telling him because of his temper. And I tried explaining this to him, that this goes back to childhood wounds from my mother being like that with her temper, and then me not wanting to be honest with her. So we have to work through this anger. And so it was we were on this loop, like this horrible loop of him with his anger, not making me feel safe, and then me not wanting to tell him certain things that could have been something stupid, like I spent $60 on groceries instead of $40. But see, that's the thing. He would take those things and he would like run with them and just give me hell. Give me literal hell for hours. Just wearing me down like a bully cornering a kid in school. And I'm like, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not how love is supposed to be. This is not love. This is not healthy love, at least. And I'm not going to say it's not love at all, because you know what you feel, but it wasn't healthy love. It was toxic love. It was unhealed love, because we were both unhealed. And then that's when I finally came to that realization that I was unhealed. And then finally, now even coming to the realization, Bella, no, let it go. I don't even know what that is. That looks like a skunk. Bella! Oh, this dog. Stop. Stop. You're not going over there. No. 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 Stop, Bella. Bella! Stop. 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 You're choking yourself. Now coming to the realization that my mom was a narcissist, and like literally when I heard the video, and it was on accident that I came upon it on YouTube, and it was 5 reasons your mom might have been, and the first 5 that they gave were like literally my mom. And I was like, great, now I'm gonna have to go through this. Now I'm gonna have to heal through these wounds at the same time of healing through the wounds of my ex-husband. And you know, it's like, before you do it, or when you're in the beginning stages of healing, you're like, yeah, I was all like gung-ho ready. And then my body just started feeling like shit. Like total fucking doo-doo shit. Because your cells are literally like going through that emotional pain again, like if it was happening. And you're like shedding your fucking skin like a snake. But see, the good thing is, once you shed and you come out that other side renewed, it's like you're literally a whole new person. So not only is healing like, you know, yeah, going through old stuff and old traumas that you haven't worked through before, okay, and processing it and grieving it, but that grieving process of yourself, of your old self, that's what's the hardest.